In the vast, cold emptiness of space, the research vessel Epsilon 7 drifted silently, its advanced sensors scanning the unremarkable blue planet below. J. Park, a seasoned alien researcher with sharp eyes and an even sharper mind, leaned forward, his fingers tracing the holographic display of Earth. The planet looked ordinary, a swirling mix of blue oceans and green landmasses, dotted with white clouds and complex geographical features. Countless civilizations had been catalogued before, and Jay expected this would be just another routine observation. Hannah Kim, the junior xenobiologist, adjusted the scanning equipment. Her young face showed a mix of boredom and professional curiosity. Another developing species, she muttered, not expecting anything remarkable. But something was different about this planet. The initial data streams began flooding the ship's computer. Standard biological classifications started to break down. Humans, the dominant species, displayed patterns that defied conventional understanding. Their genetic structure showed remarkable adaptability. Their social systems were complex, unpredictable, and constantly evolving. Jay zoomed in on various human settlements. In one moment, he watched a group of humans collaborate to rescue a trapped animal. In another, he observed complex technological systems being repaired through collective problem-solving. Their communication methods were intricate, filled with nuanced emotional expressions that seemed to transcend simple verbal communication. "Look at this," Jay called to Hannah, highlighting a particular data segment. A human community was responding to a natural disaster. Instead of fragmenting, they were working together, sharing resources, supporting the weak, protecting the vulnerable. Such behavior was statistically improbable according to standard galactic behavioral models. Hannah's initial boredom transformed into genuine fascination. The scanning equipment continued collecting data, each new piece of information challenging their preconceived notions about developing civilizations. The ship's advanced algorithms began processing the collected information. Biological resilience, technological progression, social complexity, humans were exhibiting characteristics that were rare in the galaxy. They weren't just surviving, they were adapting, growing, transforming. Jay noticed something else. Despite their technological limitations, humans demonstrated an extraordinary capacity for empathy. Their medical systems showed incredible dedication to preserving life. Their scientific communities collaborated across geographical and cultural boundaries. Their art and cultural expressions revealed depth of emotional intelligence that was uncommon among developing species. The research vessel continued its silent observation. No interference, no contact, just pure, uninterrupted study of a species that was rapidly becoming more intriguing than any they had encountered before. As hours turned into days, Jay and Hannah found themselves increasingly captivated. The humans were unpredictable, dynamic, filled with potential. They didn't just react to their environment, they actively sought to understand and modify it. "This is not a typical observation," Jay said quietly, his professional demeanor slowly giving way to genuine wonder. "These humans, they're different." Hannah nodded, her eyes reflecting the complex data streams dancing across the holographic display. Something was brewing on this blue planet, something that would potentially change everything they knew about developing civilizations. Little did they know, their simple observation mission was about to become the most significant research project in their civilization's history. Humans were not just another species to be catalogued and forgotten. They were something extraordinary, waiting to be understood. The Epsilon 7 continued its silent vigil, watching, recording, and slowly unraveling the mystery of humanity. The research continued, and Sung Lee found himself diving deeper into human behavioral patterns. What started as a routine data collection had transformed into a complex study of unprecedented species characteristics. One particular dataset caught his attention. It showed humans responding to a global challenge, a complex medical crisis that threatened their entire population. Instead of collapsing, they did something remarkable. They shared information instantly across different countries. Scientists collaborated without territorial boundaries. Medical professionals worked around the clock, sharing research and resources. Sung zoomed into individual human stories. A doctor in one part of the world would develop a medical technique, and within hours, professionals thousands of kilometers away would modify and improve it. Their communication systems, something they called the internet, allowed instant knowledge transfer. The most fascinating aspect was their emotional response. When one community suffered, others from completely different cultural backgrounds would send help. They would raise funds, send medical supplies, and provide support without expecting direct personal gain. This behavior contradicted every known galactic species interaction model. Hannah joined Sung, reviewing the data streams. "They're not just surviving," she whispered. "They're evolving in real time." Their research vessel's computer began generating complex predictive models. Humans were showing an extraordinary ability to adapt, learn, and transform their environment. Their technological progression was not linear but exponential. Where most species would take hundreds of years to develop certain technologies, humans were doing it in decades. Sung tracked their technological evolution. From basic communication devices to complex computational systems, humans were rapidly bridging technological gaps. What was more impressive was how they integrated technology with human creativity. An interesting observation emerged about human problem solving. When faced with challenges, they didn't just find solutions, they found multiple creative solutions. A problem that would paralyze other species became an opportunity for innovation. Their social structures were equally complex. Unlike many galactic civilizations that were rigidly hierarchical, human societies were dynamic. Leadership could emerge from unexpected places. A young student could develop a solution that transformed entire industrial sectors. A community leader could rise from any social background. The research team began collecting case studies. A young human engineer developed a water purification system that could help millions in water-scarce regions. Another human created a communication technology that connected remote communities. These weren't just technological achievements, they were expressions of collective human potential. Genetic studies revealed something even more extraordinary. Human DNA showed incredible adaptive capabilities. Their biological systems could modify and respond to environmental changes at a rate unseen in other known species. They were literally evolving in real time, adjusting to challenges with unprecedented speed. Cultural diversity added another layer of complexity. Humans didn't just exist in one uniform social structure. They had thousands of languages, cultural practices, and belief systems. Yet, beneath these differences, they maintained a core ability to understand and collaborate. Sung realized they were observing something unique. Humans weren't just a species, they were a dynamic, living system of collective intelligence. Their strength wasn't in individual capabilities but in their ability to work together, to learn, to transform. The research vessel's databases were filling with unprecedented data. Each new observation challenged existing scientific understanding. Humans were rewriting the rules of species development, technological progression, and social evolution. As days turned into weeks, Sung and his team knew they were witnessing something extraordinary. This wasn't just another planetary observation. This was the potential birth of a galactic game-changer. "We're not just studying a species," Sung told Hannah, his voice filled with a mix of professional excitement and genuine wonder. "We're watching the potential future of galactic civilization." The Epsilon 7 continued its silent observation, recording every fascinating moment of human existence, knowing that something remarkable was unfolding on this small blue planet. The Vorax collective scout ships entered the edge of Earth's solar system with calculated precision. Their massive dark vessels, constructed from advanced metallic alloys, moved like silent predators through the cosmic darkness. Yoon Jin, the diplomatic strategist aboard the research vessel Epsilon 7, first detected their approach. His initial scan revealed something alarming: the Vorax were not exploring, they were calculating potential resource extraction. Humans remained completely unaware. Their primitive communication systems and limited space observation technologies meant they had no idea about the impending potential threat hovering just beyond their planetary boundaries. The Vorax viewed planets like mathematical equations. Resources equaled value. Populations were simply computational variables to be analyzed, exploited, and if necessary, eliminated. Earth represented a potential goldmine of biological and mineral resources. J. Park analyzed their approach vectors. The Vorex weren't just interested in Earth's physical resources. They were specifically scanning human population centers, biological structures, and technological infrastructure. "They're measuring our adaptability," Hannah Kim noted, her fingers dancing across complex holographic displays. "They want to understand how easily we can be conquered." What the Vorex didn't realize was that humans were not a standard species. Their previous planetary conquests had followed predictable patterns: identify, analyze, subjugate. But humans represented an entirely different computational challenge. The research team began compiling a comprehensive report. They knew they had limited time to convince the Galactic Council about human potential. Every piece of data became critical: their technological progression, social resilience, collective problem-solving capabilities. Sun Li discovered something extraordinary during his deep analysis. Humans had an inherent capability to transform challenges into opportunities. Where other species would collapse under external pressure, humans seemed to become more innovative, more unified. The Vorex scout ships began more aggressive scanning. They were mapping resource distribution, identifying potential extraction zones, calculating human resistance probabilities. Their cold, mathematical approach saw humans as nothing more than another planetary resource to be harvested. But the research team saw something fundamentally different. Humans weren't just a species, they were a complex, adaptive, unpredictable system of collective intelligence. Yoon Jin prepared his diplomatic presentation. He knew the Galactic Council would need more than emotional arguments. He needed hard data, computational models, predictive analyses that would demonstrate human extraordinary potential. The first set of data was shocking. Humans had transformed entire planetary ecosystems. They had developed technologies to combat environmental challenges. They had medical systems that could rapidly respond to global health threats. Their communication networks allowed instant global collaboration. More critically, humans showed an unprecedented ability to unite under collective threats. Historical records showed how they could transform individual differences into collective strength when facing external challenges. The Vorex continued their silent approach, unaware that they were being watched. Their computational models couldn't process the complexity of human potential. They saw resources, numbers, potential extraction zones. What they didn't see was a species capable of transforming every potential threat into an opportunity for growth, collaboration, and innovation. J. Park's final analysis was clear: humans were not just another planetary population to be conquered. They were a potential evolutionary breakthrough in galactic civilization. The research vessel's systems hummed with anticipation. The Galactic Council would soon receive their comprehensive report. And everything would depend on how those data points would be interpreted. Somewhere on Earth, humans continued their daily lives, working, dreaming, creating, completely unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding just beyond their atmospheric boundaries. The Vorex were coming. But they had no idea what they were truly facing. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Yoon Jin presented the comprehensive report about humans. Data streams, holographic projections, and complex computational models filled the massive circular room. Senior council members studied the information carefully. Their advanced brains processed the unusual data about Earth's inhabitants, a species that defied conventional understanding. They must be protected, Yoon Jin stated firmly. His presentation highlighted human resilience, technological potential, and extraordinary adaptive capabilities. The Vorex threat loomed large, but humans represented something far more valuable than simple planetary resources. The council debated for what seemed like standard galactic cycles. Some argued for immediate intervention. Others suggested studying humans from a safer distance. The research team from Epsilon 7 waited with careful anticipation. A unique protection protocol began taking shape. It would be unlike any previous planetary quarantine system. Humans would remain completely unaware of their cosmic guardianship. Advanced cloaking technologies would be deployed around Earth's solar system. Sophisticated energy barriers would prevent any unauthorized entry. The Vorex would be systematically blocked, their invasion routes redirected through complex spatial manipulations. J. Park suggested intricate monitoring systems. Tiny quantum sensors would be strategically placed, allowing constant observation without human detection. These sensors would track potential threats, monitor technological progressions, and ensure human developmental integrity. The most critical aspect of the protection protocol was non-interference. Humans would continue their natural evolutionary path, unaware of external protection. Their technological and social developments would remain purely organic, untouched by alien interventions. Communication networks would be subtly managed. Any potential extraterrestrial signals would be carefully filtered, preventing accidental human discoveries about galactic civilizations. Their space exploration would be indirectly guided, ensuring safe progressive development. Sung Lee developed complex algorithmic models demonstrating human potential. His calculations showed that with proper protection, humans could become a significant galactic civilization within several centuries. Their problem-solving abilities, collective intelligence, and adaptive capabilities were unprecedented. The Vorex threat would be systematically neutralized through diplomatic and technological interventions. Redirection strategies, false resource mapping, and strategic misinformation would prevent direct confrontation with Earth. Hannah Kim prepared detailed evolutionary tracking systems. Every human technological breakthrough, social transformation, and collective response would be carefully documented. The research team saw humans not just as a species to be protected, but as a potential evolutionary marvel. The protection protocol wasn't just about preventing destruction. It was about nurturing potential, allowing a unique species to develop without external contamination or interference. Quantum shielding would be implemented around Earth's solar system. Advanced technologies would create invisible barriers that could redirect potential threats, manipulate spatial energies, and ensure human safety. Communication encryption would prevent any accidental alien transmissions. Humans would continue their technological progression, believing their developments were purely their own achievements. The Galactic Council's final decision was unanimous. Humans were to be protected at all costs. Their potential was too significant to risk. Every computational model, every research analysis pointed to one conclusion: humans represented something extraordinary in the cosmic evolutionary landscape. As the protection protocol was finalized, the research team from Epsilon 7 felt a sense of profound responsibility. They were not just protecting a planet. They were guardians of a potential galactic transformation. Somewhere on Earth, humans continued their daily lives. They worked, dreamed, created, completely unaware of the cosmic shield now surrounding their small blue planet. The universe watched and waited. Decades passed, and humanity continued its remarkable journey of evolution and discovery. The quantum sensors placed strategically around Earth quietly recorded every technological breakthrough, every social transformation, every moment of collective human potential. J. Park, now a senior researcher, reviewed the accumulated data with growing fascination. Humans had achieved what no predictive model could have imagined. They had overcome global challenges, developed revolutionary technologies, and demonstrated an unprecedented capacity for adaptation and innovation. Their space exploration had begun in earnest. Small missions to nearby planetary bodies showed the same characteristics that had initially intrigued the research team: creativity, problem-solving, and an unbreakable spirit of collective achievement. Sung Lee's evolutionary tracking systems revealed something extraordinary. Humans were developing technologies that seemed to bridge biological and technological boundaries. Their medical advancements were solving previously incurable diseases. Their environmental technologies were transforming planetary ecosystems. The quantum shield remained invisible, silently protecting Earth from external threats. The Vorex Collective had been systematically redirected, their potential invasion routes completely neutralized without their awareness. Hannah Kim's later research showed how humans were developing a unique form of collective intelligence. Their communication networks, now global and increasingly sophisticated, allowed for unprecedented collaboration. A scientist in one part of the world could instantly share discoveries with colleagues thousands of kilometers away. Their approach to global challenges was equally remarkable. Climate change, resource management, social inequalities. Humans didn't just identify problems. They created innovative solutions that transformed entire systems of understanding and operation. The research vessel Epsilon 7, now a legend within the galactic research community, continued its silent observation. Each data stream confirmed what the original research team had suspected decades ago: humans were not just another species. They were a potential cosmic game changer. Technological progressions defied expectations. Humans developed quantum computing systems that challenged existing technological understanding. Their artificial intelligence approaches showed a depth of ethical consideration unprecedented in known galactic civilizations. Space exploration became more ambitious. Small missions expanded to more complex planetary investigations. Their rovers, satellites, and research technologies demonstrated a unique blend of scientific curiosity and technological innovation. The protection protocol had worked perfectly. Humans believed their achievements were purely their own, which, in essence, they were. No external interference had guided their development. Their progress was entirely organic, entirely human. Yoon Jin, now a senior diplomatic strategist, often reflected on those early observations. The computational models they had developed decades ago seemed almost primitive compared to human actual progression. They had predicted potential, but the reality was far more impressive. Genetic studies showed humans were not just adapting to their environment, they were actively shaping it. Their medical technologies were beginning to understand and modify genetic structures. Their approach to biological challenges was both creative and ethical. The quantum sensors captured moments of extraordinary human potential. A young researcher developing a technology to clean oceanic plastics. A community transforming an abandoned industrial zone into a sustainable urban ecosystem. Scientists collaborating across cultural and geographical boundaries to solve complex global challenges. As the decades passed, the original research team realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. Humans were not just developing. They were preparing for something larger. Their collective intelligence, technological capabilities, and adaptive potential suggested they were evolving towards a more complex form of civilization. The Galactic Council's decision to protect humans had been more than justified. What had started as a simple observation mission had revealed a species with extraordinary potential. Somewhere on Earth, humans continued their journey, working, dreaming, creating. Unaware of the cosmic shield surrounding them, unaware of the potential they represented in the vast, complex universe. The research vessel Epsilon 7 continued its silent watch. Waiting. Observing. Protecting. The future was human. Humans are off limits, we don't harm them. HFY Story.